Hello, my lovey bunnies. How are you today? It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. A beautiful day. In this neighborhood? Or the neighborhood? Do you remember which one it was? This is a big controversy now. People are saying it was this neighborhood, but everybody remembers it was the neighborhood. Anyway. Anyway, the point of this video, I'm coming to a realization, which is that I used to define crazy as like illogical, but now what I'm realizing is that the left brain is defining crazy as illogical, while the right brain is defining crazy as not intuitive. And so they're almost opposite definitions of crazy. And this is why people who are highly intuitive can seem so crazy from the perspective of like logic. Like they might say things which are completely contradictory. People into astrology, for example, okay, they're highly right-brained. And when left-brained people like me look at astrology, we see a lot of contradictions. And yeah, sometimes it does seem eerily accurate, though. But whenever there's any kind of like scientific studies on it, it always fails the test. Anyway, I'm learning now to have more appreciation for highly intuitive people who previously I would have simply labeled crazy because the stuff they say kind of like contradicts itself and makes no sense. But sometimes if you ignore the nonsensicalness of what they're saying, you can get some very deep insights into things that you wouldn't be able to get in a logical manner. And musicians, for example, very, very powerful healers working with music, like this Iboga guide that I found recently. I was thinking, like, would I recommend this guy for people who are looking for an Iboga ceremony, considering that he says a lot of crazy things, such as, it doesn't matter how much Iboga you take or how you take it. The only thing that matters is how it was grown and who harvested it. But then he contradicted himself and said the opposite. And I was like, I could not recommend this guy to anybody. I don't think it would be safe. But on the other hand, he does have, from what my other friend was telling me, he does have some very powerful intuition and is able to say things which are able to somehow fix people's unconscious minds, and even their connection to universal synchronicities changes dramatically after talking to him. And his music apparently is very healing. I haven't yet experienced his music, but anyway. So, I think now with this more nuanced understanding of sanity and insanity, I think that I could recommend this guy to people in a limited way with caveats. And in general, I could recommend that, this type of person, with caveats. In the same way that I could recommend astrology with caveats, right? Like, or the Bible with caveats, in the sense that these things, although they're not necessarily logical, they can help you to gain some insight into your psyche, in a way that logic could never do. So anyway, there you go. Hope you found that useful.